Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be hiding out there on the globe today. Coming to you direct from the Brewery Overlook in beautiful Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. I'm John Overall, and today I am going to be doing a screencast here showing the conversion from WordPress to ClassicPress. And this is brought to you by johnoverall.com and the WP Plugins A to Z podcast, or A to Z for the rest of the world. So, what are we going to do here? Well, first off, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to head over to ClassicPress.net and then check out their migration page where they've got all the instructions you need for following through with this. And we're basically going to follow this because I have yet to do this, so you're seeing this from square one. I'm going to be doing this on an old not even a dev site, it's a sandbox place. This is where I do a lot of stuff. This is a site that I haven't logged into for quite some time now. It's been well over a year, as you can see, 38 updates due, etc., etc. It's currently running version 4.99 because it was on auto updates for the point versions. So, and it's just a basic site running one of my favorite themes, Enfold, just for testing everything. This is where I test a lot of stuff when I'm in testing mode. So, back to what we're going to do. First thing you do is you go to go to classicpress.net/migrate and start by downloading the plugin. You download their plugin, save it to a local spot on your site, and then you'll go you'll upload it to your site. We'll show you that task here in just a minute. So what they've got, then they add the plugin. They explain how to do that. They've got a classic migration screen you go to. You run the migration. It tells you whether or not it's going to be compatible, and then sort it all over. So it should be pretty straightforward. And we're going to find out exactly how straightforward this is. Well, let us begin. So we're going to go. We've already downloaded a plugin. So what we're going to do next is we're going to pop on over to Add New Plugins. Just going to go into the plugins, add new, upload a plugin, go get the plugin, install it, and then we're going to activate the plugin and see where we go from here. Okay, so there's the plugin. So where's the setting for it? Tools, there it is. Under Tools, switch to ClassicPress. Let's see what we get on the screen. They're going to run some checks on my site. Let's see what they have to say. Everything. Plugin supports 4.9 to 5. So you could do this even if you hit 5. Don't know, and some newer developers will maybe work with 5.01, which is the current one. Yep, for ClassicPress and newer. Okay, well, this is an old site, as you can see. It's running PHP 5.6. I should upgrade that. Actually, I think I will do that before we make this conversion. So let's back out of this conversion. I'll be back in a minute while I fix this site to the latest version of PHP. Okay, that's a quick fix. If you've got access to your cPanel and you've got a good host, you can go in there and change your PHP version on a whim. So now we're going to go check it out, make sure that switch took. So we're going to hit switch to ClassicPress again. It's going to go through, and now it shows, yes, I am on version 7.2 or 7.2.13. So we've got one of the higher end versions of PHP, the highest my server has. I better check my servers, make sure they're up to date. Okay, so everything's there. Make copy of your database. Well, I've got backup copies of this thing if it goes wrong, and worst case scenario, it goes wrong, it's tanked. So we're going to just run the gauntlet here and see what we got. And let's see, all core will be placed with ClassicPress. Okay, they emphasize all your own content. Post is safe, it's not touched. Once the process is complete, you'll see an About page where you can read more information. Okay, let's go. Off we go. Click it away. Welcome to ClassicPress. Wow, that was easy. Let's see what happened to the front end of my site. Anything here? How about that? Theme still works. All the junk is still there. All the testing stuff is still there. Hallelujah. Yep, all still good. Okay, so far so good. Nothing. It's version 1.0, beta 1, and migration, blah, blah, blah. So this is a few of those things there. They began it on 4.9 branch. So, okay, so as it appears, everything looks good. Now, one thing I am curious about is how it changed the file structure. So I'm going to pop into my file structure page and take a look. So let's go show that off. Okay, so let's pop into the file structure and see what we got. All right, look into the cPanel. Well, the file names are still the same. The folder name still WP. About. There, we've changed all the core file names. Their tools, update core, upgrade. There's no, it's all MS. Delete now. There in the admin area, admin headers. Okay, they're still using the WP admin, WP content folders. So all of that's the same. That's where all your content is anyway. And then you've got WP includes. This is the main includes folders. And now, see, they've removed all of the class WP. So they've changed them all to class WP. So that's an interesting file structure thing. Got an error log. That's probably an old one. Yeah, way back. Let's get rid of that junk. We don't need error logs floating around that are too old to be of value. Did add a new file, Composer JSON is added to it. That wasn't there before. That was just added. See, these are all the new files that were added today. Kept some core basic WP load links here in the beginning. So we're still keeping some of the same file structure. So that's where it's at right now. So this, I imagine, will change over time as we go along. So we shall see. But at the moment, what do we got? Ooh, plugins, updates. Does it still go get the updates from WordPress.org? Oh, we can go to beta 2 automatically. We'll try that in a minute. Let's try updating, because I've got a lot of random plugins in here. Let's see what happens to them when I try to update them. Let's see what we get. Okay. Did they update? Yeah, sure looks like it. Looks like it updates plugins, so it looks like they're still using WordPress's system to update stuff, which is not a bad thing. I mean, after all, that's where the core plugins are at the moment. May as well update all these plugins. Let's see what happens. Now, most of them are not activated, so it shouldn't really impact things for me. Yeah. And one thing I have discovered over time is if you have ignored your updates for a long time, don't hit select all and update. You can sometimes just crash it based on that purpose alone. Try not to update more than 5 or 6 at a time. It takes a few extra clicks of the window, mouse, but you get there. It's working. So we've got a lot of stuff here. Yeah, these are all plugins I've tested in the past. This is where I often test plugins out to make sure they'll work. And this will be the site that I, going forward, will test ClassicPress plugins on to see how they're going to work and function and see if they're going to break. To bring that news to you, the listeners, the viewers of the WP Plugins A to Z podcast. Okay, so currently, you can do all of your plugin updates directly from the back end of ClassicPress. Oh, got one more. Then we'll update the ClassicPress to beta 2. I must have a couple themes in here too. Oh, we got that. 3. I wonder what the third one is. All right, well, let's update the core. Okay, it's updated there. Okay, it looks like I've got all the updates, but some magical background update. I have no clue what it is. This has been an ongoing issue for many sites for it. All right, so and it looks like the two plugins I'm currently in development on, a list and data manager directory, and the Internet Archive or intranet lockdown. Those look like they still work. I'd have to go find the pages. Well, the listed manager directory is another thing unto itself. I can actually test that one to see if it's still working by opening up another browser here. Let's go take a look at another browser and see what we got. Let's go take a look here. Yeah, private site. So that one's still working. Okay, well, so good. So far, so good. Site lockdown working, no longer in directory. Well, let's check out the no longer in directory plugin. That's under tools. Nope. Settings, tools, personal switch. There, it's no longer in directory. It's under plugins. This is a nice plugin. Tells you if you got any plugins that are no longer in the WordPress.org directory and which ones haven't been updated in over a year. So I've got two plugins here: Runkeeper Feed Widget and Simple System Status, which are no longer updated. That's my test stuff. But all right, so that was a very successful conversion of a dev site with no effort whatsoever. So I'll be reporting that on the show today, and going forward, I will start testing plugins in here. So look for that coming up in future episodes of WP Plugins, A2Z.com. Thank you for tuning into this. This has been John Overall from johnoverall.com, WordPress hosting, WordPress support, emergencies, etc., etc. And the WP Plugins A2Z podcast, where you can hear the latest and greatest of WordPress plugins, helping you sort the junk from the gems. That's all I've got now for you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Reminders for the show. All the show notes can be found at WPPluginsA2Z.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the Friday newsletter for more useful information delivered directly to your inbox. WP Plugins A2Z is a show that offers honest and unbiased reviews of plugins created by developers because you support the show. Help keep the show honest and unbiased by going to WPPluginsA2Z.com/donate and set the donation level that fits your budget. Help us make the show better for you by subscribing and reviewing the show at Stitcher Radio, Google Play, and in the iTunes Store. You can also watch the show live on YouTube, check out the screencasts and training videos, and remember to subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications of all new videos. Also, follow the show on Twitter at WPPluginsA2Z. John can be reached at his website at johnoverall.com or send him an email, john@wppro.ca. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the show. This show is copyright by johnoverall.com. So until next time, have yourselves a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be out there on the globe today.